Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Ifeni. Good morning.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rufai. There seem to be blue in the air.
That's true.
Now, we start the review with this day Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, CBN abolishes multiple exchange rates, transactions now to hold on I and E window FX rates. Prescription of trading limits on oversold FX. Reintroduction of order-based two-way quotes. Reorientation of order book to ensure transparency of orders and seamless execution of trades. Ends RT 200 rebate scheme. Naira for dollar remittance from June 30. Stock bonds market appreciate. Analysts hail move. Yes, one of the promises made by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Inauguration Day to close the gap between the official rate and the parallel market rate. With this abolition of multiple exchange rates, all transactions holding on the I and E window, the goal of one exchange rate is realizable, and that is what will be operating henceforth. But people will still go to what they call parallel market. What rate will they be getting? Because will this I and E window be able to satisfy all demands for Forex? Importers, traders who import goods from different parts of the world, and they cannot get their FX requirement from this market. What will they do? Will they create another window? I'm sure the CBN will have to deal with all these whatever gaps there are in the new system. But the Guardian is reporting, the Guardian newspaper, Naira slumps as CBN commences rates harmonization, faces supply hurdle. Of course, looking at the rates over time, 2023, of course, in June 2023, 664. That's what it traded yesterday. In 2023, of course, under President Muhammadu Buhari, that market was 462 to the dollar. Way back in 2015, 196.5 naira to the dollar. Of course, you go back to 2010, 147.6 naira to the dollar. Of course, in 1999, when President Obasanjo was in power, 97 naira to the dollar. The devaluation of the naira coming full circle, as it were. But the unmet FX demand, manufacturers, 2.8 billion, $2.8 billion. That's unmet FX demand by manufacturers. Aviation stock funds, $818.2 million. Will the CBN be able to meet all these demands with this harmonization of rates? Well, time will tell. Now, the Punch newspaper reporting this story, currency floating, private sector economists back CBN, Naira falls to 664 naira to the dollar. While the leadership newspaper, Tinubu begins monetary policy reform, floats Naira. That's how the leadership newspaper is reporting that story. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, yes, Naira depreciates to 664.04 Naira to the dollar as CBN removes restrictions. Of course, the photograph on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, the Emir of Bogu and the Emir of the Emir of Kontagora visiting the president there. Of course, it must be said that the well-used title of Jagaban was bestowed on then Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu by the Emir of Bogu in Niger State. So the Emir of Bogu visiting the Jagaban there. The title he bestowed on the now president of Nigeria. That title was well used, well flogged, and well deployed on the campaign trail, the Jagaban. Now, if we just look at other newspapers, now the Nation newspaper, CBN abolishes multiple naira dollar exchange rates. The Daily Trust newspaper, Tinubu suspends EFCC chairman Bawa. Yes, the chairman of the EFCC suspended yesterday accuses him of abuse of office. Embattled anti-graft chief grilled by DSS. Umar Abba takes charge. Removal politically motivated CSOs. Yes, some of the darts thrown at Bawa recently, of course, coming from a former governor who was accusing him of collecting or asking for some money. But again, politicians often say corruption has a way of fighting back. Is this corruption fighting back or a genuine move to clean the organs table? We'll see. In the past, EFCC chairman disgraced, removed, suspended, never came back. It's like that seat has its own banana peel. But if, as expected, the president will put together his own team, make his own appointees for critical agencies of government, you can remove Bawa without necessarily disgracing him. But he's been investigated, we are told. The DSS is grilling him. We hope the outcome will be made public, because we remember Magu, the last occupant of that office before Bawa, was similarly suspended. A panel set up to look at his misdemeanor, as it were. No report of that panel ever surfaced. Well, the Daily Independent newspaper, exchange rates unification nears as CBN free floats naira. Now, let's look at the foreign newspapers quickly. The Times of London, look after each other and love everyone. Yes, the father of one of those stabbed recently in Nottingham, when the community came together to mourn those who were killed, 2 students of Nottingham University. And of course, a third man was also discovered to have been killed by the assailant, who had been described by detectives as a West African, 31 years old. And the teacher he killed, 65-year-old school caretaker, at the verge of his retirement, 4 months to retirement, was killed. And this man, in his entire career, has been taking care of less disadvantaged students. Unfortunately, he was one of the victims of this lone assailant. Now, the Guardian newspaper of UK, science. Yes, the Guardian newspaper, scientists create synthetic human embryos in stem cell breakthrough. Yes, if the whole intention is that these models are like normal embryos, then in a way they should be treated the same. Well, the stem cell technology, scientists making that breakthrough there. Ruben, Rufai, and Ayo.
So real quickly, my heart goes out to Nottingham, because Nottingham means a lot to me. I still stay in Nottingham anytime I'm in England, and a lot has been happening in Nottingham lately. I mean, only about a couple of months ago, the streets were shut. In fact, and this happened right in my presence, the streets were shut, and there was a bomb scare. Finally, they found nothing, and only for this to happen in Nottingham. This hardly happens in Nottingham. You know, you hardly have incidents like this. You know, stabbings. And my heart just goes out to everybody out there. It happened around the city center, and we just only pray for the best. As regards stem cell research, we're really excited that a lot is going on in stem cell. I mean, there's a lot of rejuvenation stem cell has provided for a lot of people, and there are a lot of people that are witnesses to the goodness of stem cell, you know, research and how it has helped and revived a lot of people. So if you have, you know, new embryonic breakthroughs in stem cell research, it's for the best of the world, and I'm very happy about any advancements as regards health. Another big story is about, you know, the CBN finally trying to close things out on the R&E window. Yeah, which is good. You see, the thing we forget is there are school of thoughts for economists. There's one school of thought that says the government should handle monetarist economy. There's another school of thought that says, oh, it should be in the hands of market forces. Yes, but we also have consequences as a result of that, because we complain about arbitrage on one side. This is also going to lead to another arbitrage. It's those that have the dollars that will sell and they will determine the rates. And we forget that Nigeria is not a perfect competition market. It is a capitalist market with a lot of monopoly in it. But what will truly grow the economic prospect is productivity. And that's why you can see over the years that we've not been able to hedge properly against the dollar because our economy has not been productive as much. So how can we get that productivity to be able to get us well? That's going to be the challenge.
Okay, just very briefly, the student loan. We've been told now that the student loan disbursement program will start in September, following all the guidelines that have been outlined by the federal government. But the big concern by the Parents Teachers Association of Nigeria is that they hope that this is not going to result in increase in tuition fees by the universities.
It is going to reduce.
You will recall
No, there was a report yesterday that they would have tuition fees.
Tuition is back.
Well, you will recall that in December 2022, when an attempt was made to introduce tuition fees by some universities, this was kicked against by this same group of students who had gone to President Tinubu to thank him for introducing students' loans. So the fear of most parents is that, look, the tuition fees will now be hiked, and many parents who do not fall into that below 500,000 naira per annum bracket may not even be able to pay school fees. And there could be the counter effect of having a reduction in the number of Nigerian students seeking university education. But this is the fear of parents. So those who want to send children abroad, they are afraid, because now that the naira is on a free float, it will be more expensive. The parents that are in Nigeria here are also scared that they will not be able to pay the fees, particularly civil servants who need to train their children in the universities. So these are some of the imaginations. Thank you very much, Emmanuel Efeni.